Hi Sagittarius, welcome back. So Sagittarius, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading, and we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. So when I was meditating on the collective Sagittarian energy and asking for additional messages, I got two images that stuck out to me. One was a mouse. I saw, like, as soon as I closed my eyes, it looked like a mouse scurrying. So you might be seeing mice or a mouse, or I don't know, look up maybe the spiritual meaning of mice, or yeah. And then the second image was a footprint. It looked like, you know when you have a baby and they put the foot in the ink and then they make a blot with it. It actually kind of looked like that, right? So you could literally be seeing those images, or just simply resonating with the symbolic meaning behind that, which is kind of like leaving your footprint, leaving your print on something or someone doing that to you, right? And the greatest thing about being on this planet, about being who we are as human beings, is that not a one of us is identical to the other. So each of us have our own unique thumbprint, so to speak, that we leave, our own unique impression, our own unique energy. And that's what creates diversity on the planet, which is what gives rise to contrast, and out of contrast, aka differences, comes the ability to create individually who we each are, right? So that's kind of what I'm feeling. And then I got the song. This is the third time I've got it. It seems to be on repeat. I got it for the Pisces reading. So some of you could be connecting with Pisces, but the song is, I got my mind set on you, set on you. So some of you got your mindset on, and you get, okay, I keep getting all these different messages. Get your mind right. It's all about your mindset. You've got your mind made up. Okay, some of you are set in the way that you're thinking, and that's fine. But let's see what cards we get out, Sagittarius, and go from there, okay? So we're going to get one overall card. And then I'm going to get two advice cards, but I'm not going to read them until the end to see how they correlate with the entirety of the reading. And then we're going to go into the head space, the heart space, and the bigger spiritual picture. So the card that you have out here is the card of Jupiter. This card is talking about enthusiasm, optimism, generosity, your beliefs. This also talks about luck, okay? Feeling lucky, having things kind of fall into place without you having to do much, which kind of reminds me of the Libra reading. If you have Libra in your chart, then maybe check out that reading as well. There might be additional messages for you there. But this is all about exploring new potentials, Sagittarius. So that might be what you've got your mind set on right now. Like, some of y'all have made up your mind. That's what you're doing. You're ready to explore that potential, and universe is opening up that opportunity for you to do just that. So let's go into the headspace and see what we have going on there, Sagittarius, to get us started, the headspace. You have the Ace of Cups. It came out in the reverse. Six of Cups, all right. The Tower, holy cow, this is going to be an interesting reading. And the Nine of Discs here, High Priestess at the bottom. So some of you have fallen out of love, okay, with an actual person, or maybe just fallen out of love with yourself, or feel like someone may have fallen out of love with you. This could be someone that you have a lot of history with, or a lot of past with, maybe even children with. You know, I'm not trying to bring up the dreaded ex for some of you, but hey, sometimes things pop back into our psyche for a reason. Some of you, it is a person from the past where you felt like there was love lost there, okay? But what's interesting is when I got that card out, I heard in my mind, no love lost. So some of you maybe need to reframe your thinking around that, or maybe you feel like, no, you know, okay, maybe they lost their opportunity with you, and that's how you see it, okay? If it's not to deal with a love situation, this is feeling a bit emotionally drained, and it's because you might have too much focus on the past, okay? What has occurred until now. Oftentimes we look to the past or our memories to kind of analyze what we're going to do next or how we're feeling in this moment. And the problem with that, Sagittarius, is that when we look to our past as a reference point, we also bring that past right back into the now. And that's how we get stuck in repetitive patterns where nothing changes and everything feels stagnant. And it's because we're spending too much time bouncing off of our past experiences or reliving it in our mind, rehashing it, you know, over and over again. And sometimes people do this too because they don't want to repeat the mistakes of the past. So they reference the past so that they make better decisions in the future, which in and of itself is not a bad thing unless you get stuck there for too long. Then yes, you are re-inviting your past back into your life because you've spent too much time focusing there. So that's just something to be aware of, okay, during this time frame. There's some sort of big shift coming in, and this shift is going to push you into this space of, I heard taking care of my own damn self, a little bit of attitude showing up here. Well, I don't know a Sagittarius who doesn't have an attitude. And I say that with love, okay? That's not a bad thing, right? You just have pizzazz, you have spice. You tend to be a very blunt sign. But it's like, there's some sort of change coming in here, Sagittarius, where it feels like you're going more towards being pointed towards exploring your own potential versus the potential in another person. Or that's what you're being guided towards. Like your more independent part of your personality versus the need to have a validation from a partner, so to speak. Some of you might be contemplating some major changes in some very big places in your life, possibly like movement, like moving, leaving a relationship, those types of things coming in. I'm hearing that you have the tools necessary here to be able to do that, okay? The wherewithal is the actual word that's coming through. Don't mind my dogs, mostly because there's nothing I can do about it, right? So, but it's like, brace yourself, because if you think things are always going to be the same, I think the universe has a little bit of a surprise here for you. Like there is a shift coming in here, okay, that's going to change some things in your exterior world. And I'm not saying that in a way to make you frightened, because this is for your expansion, right? So this could even feel like a lucky break. It just depends on where you're at on the emotional scale as to how this is going to come in and how you're going to perceive it, right? But it's like something that may have been stuck on repeat is getting ready to shift. All right. So let's see what's going on in the emotional self. Also, I have water energy out. Some of you dealing with that or have that in your chart. So the emotional self, what do we have going on there, Sagittarius? We have the Eight of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the Judgment card. And the Death card. So Scorpio energy here for some of you. Could have that in your chart, be dealing with one. But either way, you have, oh my God, there's definitely, this is not necessarily a love reading, but there is a definite focus on a very specific relationship or just love in general or the relationship with yourself, okay? So that part of your life is coming into focus for whatever reason. There might be some big shifts or changes when it comes to that. It seems like on an emotional level, just feeling worn out, okay? Especially when it comes to one particular connection. But it could just be an overall sense of not feeling connected to your higher self, like not feeling the joy in your life, not getting the clarity that you need, feeling a bit foggy, or like not being able to hear the answer and it feeling a bit frustrating, okay? Some of you may have been restricting yourself from showing love or feeling some emotion around a person that you may be attempting to disconnect from or have disconnected from. You're just going through this major transformative stage right now, Sagittarius, and it's nothing to shy away from, right? And the encouragement is not to be afraid of this, because again, this is giving you a new bouncing off point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is opening up some sort of expansion for you, an opportunity to move in a different direction. But some of you may or may not be ready for that. But you're ready. That's what I heard. You're ready. Some of you are beyond ready, okay? You've already had your mind made up. Because oftentimes it begins in the mind before it manifests in the external reality. Some of you have had this on your mind. You've been ready for change. You've just been, waiting for some sort of divine intervention possibly, and boom, the divine intervention comes in, or the right timing comes in. So Sagittarius, this is really reminding me of the Libra reading, and so you might want to check back with the Libra reading, okay? So let's look at the big spiritual picture then and see what we have going on there. The big spiritual picture. The invocation card. And, I hope it's not pausing my video, but someone's trying to call me right now, and coincidentally, it's my mother, and she is a Libra. As I talk about the Libra reading. Coincidence? I think not. I feel bad. I'll call you back, Mom. Sorry. But, all right. The Eight of Cups and the Knight of Swords here. Need one more card. Whoops. Two more cards. All right. So the Chariot and the Moon. I will say this. Before I started the reading, I felt like I could barely even sit in the meditation, right? Because I felt like, one, the messages came in almost immediately. Two, there was a sense of excitement in the air. So it's like there's a sense of excitement here that's coming in for you. And when it's like you get a new item or for some reason I heard a new puppy. Some of you getting a new dog, I don't know. But when you get something new home, new car, new whatever, it's like there's always some excitement around that. It's like, ooh, new, like even if it's a new outfit or a new piece of jewelry, I'm just saying. It's something about the newness of it that creates that energy within you. And that's kind of what I'm feeling coming in for you. Some of you are actually purchasing something new, but it's more so the energy that I'm feeling coming in. So you are manifesting a new chapter for yourself. That's very, very obvious. All right. And I heard not looking back, but some of you are still looking back on the past as a point of reference. And Spirit is saying, listen, you have beat that to death in your mind. You have looked at it from all angles, Sagittarius. There is no need to continue to analyze this. You know what you know, and you have what you need. So now it's time to face forward. All right. Because there is a lot of movement here. There is a lot of movement here on an emotional level, on an energetic level, and some of you are going to see this perpetuate into your physical circumstances, movement in things that have felt stagnant to you for a while, okay? Communication coming in where there wasn't once communication, things moving forward that you felt stuck on emotionally, You're definitely being guided during this time frame, which you always are, but you might have had trouble heeding that guidance or understanding it, and therefore it creating some blockages here. But it's time to start loving yourself, Sagittarius, and accepting that things are changing, yes, but that they're changing in your favor. All right. And so to be more open to seeing it from that perspective, that's what's going to alleviate the exhaustion here. Okay. And create more of a cooperative energy, especially when it comes to the relationship with yourself and other people or another person, right? As you kind of go through this transformative experience. So I'm getting that song again. I got my mind set on you. And he says, but it's going to take money and time. So some of you may need to save up money, or there's like money and time involved. Well, isn't that always the case, right? It's kind of a general message, but you know, it might have taken a long time to get to this point to where you have the ability to make some of these decisions, but I feel like it's coming, right? And divine timing. So let me see what the guidance cards have for you then. I have the card of Serenity. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself. No way. I don't think I've ever gotten this card. Isn't that what I just said? This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from the past. Do not let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. Well, that's like the whole reading summed up in one card right there, Sagittarius. And then you have, I must focus on wanted to manifest wanted. We would never go so far to say that the behavior of others is responsible for the way you feel, because you have the power to focus and therefore attract despite the behaviors of others in your environment. If every time you see something unwanted, you realize that in the same moment your awareness of something wanted is keener, and you quickly turn your attention in the direction of the newly emphasized wanted, everything in your experience will continue to improve. So, this is saying no matter what other people are doing or saying, or this other person, no matter what they're doing, you're still responsible for the way that you feel about them and about you. And that's where all of your power is, right? And I'll give you a good example to close out the reading. I had a situation recently, and my Venus is in Sag, so maybe you can relate to this example. I had a situation recently where I had someone who I felt was very close to me that I really, really cared about, kind of had a falling out, which kind of took me off guard. It's just, without going into too many details, that the person, see, I don't want to get too personal. Anyways, let me just leave it at that. We had a falling out. It hurt my feelings because I'm a sensitive person, okay? And Sagittarius, I know you're sensitive. You might have a hard candy shell, but you're sensitive. I know this. And I started to get angry about it because I felt like I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve for someone to say that to me, you know, and I felt like I was getting aggravated by it. And I started to feel resentful towards that person because I felt hurt, right? And I know that my emotions are letting me know that when something hurts is because of the way that I am perceiving it or the way I'm choosing to respond, that's not in alignment with who I know myself to be. So I went for a walk to kind of get the energy off of me, to clear my mind. And as I was going for a walk, it dawned on me that it doesn't matter if this person loves and appreciates me. It matters if I love and appreciate me. And also, My love for them cannot be so conditional that when they hurt me, I feel angry at them. And that's a choice. I'm a loving person. Do I choose to continue to be a loving person, or do I choose to be a resentful person? And I made a choice. I choose to love. I don't know why they said those things. I don't have any control over why they feel the way they feel, but I do have control over who I am, and I'm going to choose to be understanding. And you know what? I didn't do anything. I didn't reach out to this person or take any action. I just sat in that knowing for the walk. And by the time I got back from the walk, that person contacted me and apologized. The power of love. And it begins within, right? It begins within, because all of your power is within yourself. So you have a choice in life. And your choice is, how do I choose to react? And who do I choose to be? Am I a resenter or am I a lover? Am I an angry person or am I a happy person? That's your choice. So time to take your power back. Take in the expansion. I'm sorry if that was too long of a story, but I hope that that resonated with you as to how to get your power back, but also how law of attraction works. Because I went into a loving space, the universe gave me a loving response, and it was exactly what I needed. So keep that in mind, Sagittarius. And until next time, my friends, let me tell you what zodiac signs you might be dealing with before I close this out. Cancerian energy, Pisces, it's all water. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. You could have that in your chart, be dealing with one, or that just could be the emotional type of energy that I'm feeling here. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do go live there as well. Tarot Time with Dana, linked in the description box below, as well as the About section where you can find the donation link. If you'd like to donate, you can do so there. Otherwise, I am wishing you guys the very, very best, and thank you for joining me. Until next time, my friends. Namaste. Bye.